run it from the top. All right, here we go. Salute to Knicks Nation on this Tuesday afternoon. Another edition of KFTV Live. CP the Franchise here. Special guest, my guy Ariel Helwani is here as promised. And on today's show, we are going to talk about those New York Knicks, man. We are going to grade the Knicks offseason. Mikal Bridges has met with the media. We have some Walker Kessler updates. What are the Knicks going to do at the backup center position? I'm going to talk a little bit more about what I was speaking about yesterday in terms of potential moves that the Knicks have their eye on, man. So lock in, hit the like button, hit the share button, and subscribe to the channel. This is once again a YouTube Bleacher Report simulcast. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. CP the Franchise, Ariel Helwani, back in the building, man. Always a good time when you come here, man.
My man, thank you. It's been a while,
yeah.
And so I'm honored. Love the channel, love what you're doing, love your growth, love all the guests that you're having, love the insight. First place I go to after a big piece of news drops, like the Bridges deal. First place I go to after a big game. Obviously, there hasn't been one in a month and a half or so, but it's great to see. And you guys, you tell it like it is. None of this. And do we cuss here or no?
You're my guy, man. Go ahead, man. Family show's out the window, man. Let's go.
None of this performative BS that we get all. It drives me nuts. It drives me nuts. I'm so tired of it, and so it's great to have a voice and a source like this one. And so I'm just happy to be here.
Man, I appreciate it, man. And yeah, you said it with the Bridges trade. I was actually at the Subway Series. I was at the Subway.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that, man. You know what I did? I was in the shower. It was like 10:30 or so when it broke.
Yeah.
And I swear I got out of the shower. I look at my phone. I think I had 45 missed texts, all related to this.
Yeah.
Multiple from different people. Blah blah blah. And then I couldn't believe it. I'm reading everything, and then I said, you know what? I'm just gonna sit and like let this chill, get into bed, get in my pajamas, and just sit there and scroll through everything. And so I went all the way to the beginning. I was like, okay, when did it break?
Yeah.
And then I saw you tweeted, like, I think it was an Aaron Judge home run.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to see. And then people are like, yo, you're tweeting about Subway Series stuff when Bridges is a Knick. So, yeah, that was funny. And then I could see, like, when you kind of noticed and then reacted to it, which was incredible.
It was an incredible night, man. And speaking of Mikal Bridges, he did meet with the media today. That's first reported by KnicksFanTV. CP the Franchise broke that on Saturday. The first press conference in a long time, man. You know, Knicks usually don't do this. They usually do the stage dog and pony show, but they actually let Mikal Bridges speak to the media. So here was his first soundbite when he sat down, and here's what he had to say.
I don't know much to say. I'm excited to be here. Excited to be a Knick. You know, excited to play MSG. Excited to see my guy Spike courtside. I don't know, just great to be here. You know, obviously, just the team we have and Tibbs and everybody. You know, I want to thank a lot of people. Thank Leon, thank my agent Sam and Jordan. You know, thanks the Nets organization, everybody. You know, they've been great since I've been there. So, you know, just really appreciative and excited to get to work. I hate that it's the summer because you got to wait, a long time to play. But I'm really excited.
Yeah, that's me too, and everybody else, man. It's like, can October just get here already? And I just think it's so funny to see him there at the podium, and he talked so much about the fact that he thought he would have been there in 2018 during the draft, because to me that was a slam dunk pick. So to see him here 6 years later, it's incredible, man. I'm thrilled.
It's a beautiful sight. I love those like first day of school vibes when you see them in the building for the first time, when you see them in the locker room, you see him holding up the number one. Shout out to my guy Chris Childs. That's who I think of.
Yeah.
Before Amari, when I think of Knicks one, I think of Chris Childs, and I know there were others before him. But I like it, and I love that you brought up the press conference, because obviously as someone who is in the media world and who loves journalism and thinks that press conferences and having a free press and having the ability to ask questions is very important. I will be honest, I adore the Knicks, and I defend them every step of the way. I didn't like when they had just like the Q&A with one of their personalities, whether it's Monica or someone else up there. As great as they are, But I like the fact that we're getting the interview tonight at 6, I believe, on MSG.
Yeah.
The media should ask questions. And the way they did with Brunson, I didn't love that. It should be a guy up there answering questions. I wish Leon was up there sitting next to him. Usually you'll have, a GM up there, sometimes an owner. I wish we had that. I don't know why he doesn't like to do it, and I know most Knicks fans don't care about this. I love this type of thing. I love when the heads of organizations, the GMs, the owners, the head of basketball operations, all that stuff. I love when those people are accessible. But obviously, Leon is cooking, and I have no real complaints. This is just me as a journalist speaking right now. I was very happy when I saw that they announced this. First broken by you. Shout out. That this was going to be a proper press conference. I think Mikal deserves that. The media deserves that. And honestly, the fan base deserves it because it's a different type of vibe, as you know, when it's media asking questions as opposed to an employee asking questions.
Yeah, for sure. It's more natural. It's more authentic, and it doesn't seem as staged. The past couple of years, every one of their, segments, I guess you could say, just seemed very staged and well prepared, but not really that authenticity. It was lacking that authenticity, like you said. I could see both sides of it. I can see, the goals of the journalists to be able to ask those questions and have that access. I think for the fans, for most fans, some don't really want to hear Leon Rose or don't really feel like he would give you anything of substance. But, I also think that they're showing us what they're trying to do by their actions.
Sure.
Right?
I can't complain. By the way, I just want I would just love to hear him because I'm a fan, because I eat up all this stuff. I just watched the entire press conference and I loved it, and I would have listened to 30 more minutes. I can't get enough of it. And so I just want to hear more. I would listen to a Tom Thibodeau press conference right now if we had one. So I just love that stuff. But again, I see the fans, I see the journalists mention it, that he hasn't spoken in X amount of days, and then I see the fans saying, who cares? Obviously, given my job, I see both sides. It would just be nice once in a while to hear from him because he seems like a brilliant guy, and what he's doing is incredible. So I would love to see him sit up there, puff his chest out, because let's be honest, when they hired him, no one could have predicted it was going to be this successful and positive. And so he deserves that time in the sun, but he doesn't want it, so God bless.
True indeed, man. Another soundbite. This was Bridges, his reaction to being traded, and also talked about another Knick, which I think is one of the most important to the success of the team. Here he is.
What was your reaction when you heard the news, and tell me a little about your new teammates and what you think?
Man, I was actually not. Usually I'm home. I don't travel that much, but I was traveling, and just crazy when it happened. It was just wild. Just not thinking that was going to happen, and it was just a crazy moment. It was really crazy. And teammates, everybody's great. Got relationships with a lot of people. Obviously, outside Manova guys. OG. I was excited. When they signed him back. I've always been a big fan of OG, and I think I've said a lot of things about him. When I was in Phoenix and Brooklyn as well. So. Got a lot of players, Julius, everybody, so I'm excited.
And a lot of talk about the Nova connection, for sure. And that's a fantastic story that, you can create so much content off of that and their journey together to get to this point. It's incredible. His pairing with OG Anunoby, man. That is why I'm like, get me to October. Because now you have two of the best defensive wings out there. Physically, mentally imposing. The wingspan, the intensity, their IQ. Some people may forget, Mikal Bridges was first team All-NBA just a couple of years ago. He finished second in Defensive Player of the Year just a few years ago. To have him and Obi out there, they're going to be switchable. You're going to be able to have them guard in multiple positions, and it's going to be incredible. They're going to transform this Knicks defense once again from last year.
Man, I am foaming at the mouth. I can't even put into words how excited I am about those two being together with this whole team. And I actually thought in the press conference, while a lot of the questions were about his relationships with the other, Nova Knicks, I thought that he was trying to spread the love and not just make it about, hey, this is a reunion with me and my college friends. Mentioning Julius, mentioning OG, and speaking so highly of OG and others, I thought was brilliant on his part. But yeah, this whole idea that, and shout out to Tommy Beer, who does a great job with you and on his Substack, his tweet about, those Jordans that you keep in the closet that you never wear, and there's never a good time to break them out because you just don't want to, crease them up. was 1,000% spot on. We have endured enough. We have suffered enough. Those draft picks, whatever. Like, I want to win now.
Yeah,
we only get one life. My life could end tomorrow. I just celebrated my 42nd birthday.
Yep, happy
I've
birthday,
never seen
man.
the Knicks. Thank you, my friend. I've never seen the Knicks win a championship. I just want one. I don't want a dynasty. I don't want a freaking 10-year run. I don't want what the Warriors had. I don't want any. I just want one. I want one. I want one June night to be sitting on my couch and just exhaling like I felt after the Sixers win in in May. But that being the NBA Finals, watching the confetti, watching the trophy being presented to the MVP, to the players, to the coach, watching the celebrations, watching the locker room, buying the merch.
Right.
I just want one. And so the 2031 pick, God bless. Good luck to you. I don't care. If this is what makes us a contender today, great. And I hope it does, and I think it does.
Yeah.
And I love, there is one dark cloud over the offseason. That's iHart. I was holding out hope.
Yeah.
I really wanted him back. I really, really wanted him back. I thought he was so crucial down the stretch. And also, he stays healthy while Mitch doesn't. I love Mitch, but let's just be real. It's been a bit tough over the last couple of years. But nevertheless, this is the best chance that we've had since the 90s. And so it is very, very exciting.
They're very calculated. The plan is in place, and it was a move that you had to make, especially when these last 2 years you've seen the level that Jalen Brunson has been able to take this team, and each year they're bringing in his guys, Tibbs guys, and complimentary Brunson guys. Whether it's on the court, the chemistry, fit matters, chemistry matters. So they bring in Hart, they bring in DiVincenzo, now they bring in OG, they bring in Mikal Bridges. Slowly, they're just putting together, especially from the shooting standpoint. You got shooting efficiency. You got guys that can space the floor for them, hardworking guys, coachable guys, locker room guys. They are putting together. I mean, perfect is nothing's perfect, but it's pretty close, man, into how they're trying to build this team around Jalen Brunson.
And maybe the most exciting thing about Bridges is the fact that he never gets injured. Knock on wood. Right?
474.
I mean, he's just like, oh my God, it's unbelievable. And so we had horrible luck. I still believe till this day we give the Celtics a run for their money, and if we get by the Celtics, we would have beaten the Mavericks, and so and obviously would have beaten the Pacers, no doubt about that.
Yeah.
So it's a hard pill to swallow, but that's a huge thing. That's a huge thing considering all the injuries that we've had to endure over the last year or so. So I can't wait, man. He seems so happy to be here, and someone posted a picture. I think it was 6 or 7 years ago today when they had the introductory press conference, and it's like Courtney Lee up there holding the jersey and Phil Jackson and Noah and stuff. And I'm like, man, we were convincing ourselves back then that this was it, that these were the pieces. Brutal. Look at us now, man. Look at us now. It's a beautiful thing. I
mean, when D Rose was speaking on the super team, we have a super team here. Yeah, that was those are some.
We all
tough
convinced
days,
ourselves. That's the beauty of being a Knicks fan. We fall in love with these guys, man. I still believe Maciek Lampi is going to be the next big thing.
Right.
I still believe. I'm still mad that they traded him for Marbury. That was my guy.
I'll tell you.
That's
we still believe, man, and. So they've made the investment now in OG, significant investment. They made it in Mikal Bridges. You look at Boston, how they are built, and you look at the investments that Philadelphia's made. It's about the wings, man. It's wing versatility. It's wing depth, and because you can't have enough, you can never have enough. How do you see the East looking? Like, what would you say top 5 in the East right now, preseason rankings right now? What do you think?
Okay, so right now, top of my head, obviously I'll show love to the Celtics. Us 2, Philly 3, Milwaukee 4. Okay. I don't know what to make of Milwaukee. Obviously, that was a bad showing.
Yeah.
But you got to respect Dame and Giannis. And I don't know. Do you go Indy 5? I
would, just out of respect.
Miami. I don't think Miami.
I don't think Miami's making it. I'm not sure.
Even though they got AB.
Yeah, they did. Big money
Burks.
AB, man. Big money AB went to South Beach, man.
That hurt. That kind of hurt, man. That kind of hurt.
That's our rivals, man. I thought he was going to go home to Denver. Denver needs help. Maybe go there and ride off into sunset. He took less money from what I heard. He took less money to go to South Beach, man.
Who would you put as 5? Do you put Indy, Cleveland, Orlando? Indy's bringing back Pascal.
I'll put Indy.
They got Wiseman, which I don't think is a huge deal, but I was kind of holding out hope. I think like you too, Wiseman, right?
Yeah,
Didn't you think that we had a shot? I
did.
know, but
Well, all their backup plans, and we'll get into the backup plan in a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, all their backup plans seem to have come off the board. I'll give Indy that respect. Made it to the conference finals. I do like Siakam, and I felt like he really came on strong for them, especially in the playoffs. So, with their offense and their ability to light it up, they're going to be there. I'll put that there. With Cleveland, the Garland-Mitchell chemistry. We'll see if Kenny Atkinson can pull a rabbit out of the hat there. I still think
and our boy Johnny Bryant.
Our boy Johnny Bryant. After the Spider stuff settled, the Knicks are like, all right.
Yeah.
He was clearly here for one job and one job only. Good guy though. Good guy. I like Johnny.
No, it seemed like everyone liked him.
Yeah.
But I think we're number 2. I'm not afraid of the Sixers.
I'm too.
I'm not afraid of the Sixers. I don't care about solid moves. God bless.
Yeah.
Not afraid. Side note, Embiid on Team USA, whack. I just want to say,
a lot of controversy with that, man.
By the way, who are you rooting for? Are you rooting for Team USA or Team Canada?
You know what? It's funny that you said that because I wanted to have this conversation.
Okay, sorry. I don't mean to hijack, but I gotta say,
it's fine.
I'm
it's
happy
fine.
I don't have to root for Halliburton and Embiid.
It's fine.
We're gonna get a gold or silver. I just want to let you know, and that's Canada right here. We're playing you guys tomorrow, and
big game.
Talk about the vibes. You talk about the chemistry. You guys can have those dudes. You have Ant Edwards saying he's the number 1 option. God bless. God bless. We know exactly who's who on our team, so I can't wait for that. But I don't mean to hijack.
No, not at all, because it was on the agenda, man. I was a little insulted that they didn't add Brunson to the team, even though I'm happy that he gets the rest. I was a little insulted.
I don't want let him chill.
Yeah,
let him do his podcast and chill.
Let him chill.
And I don't want to root against him.
I would say it's 50-50, man. I love the Canadian team. My guy RJ's there. They got Jamal Murray finally. You got Murray and SGA out there. Nebhard's on the team.
Best backcourt in the world.
Best backcourt
in the world.
Nebhard made the team, right? He's playing?
Yep.
I like that team, man. I liked how they played through the World Cup. My guy Kelly Olynyk is repping.
Legend.
I got family up. I got family up there, so I'm rocking with them. It's 50-50.
That's
man.
why I brought it up. Dylan Brooks.
Lou Dort. Yep.
We just have scrappy dudes. I wish Wiggins would have stayed on.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on
There's
there.
a lot going on with him.
Yeah, Zach Edey would have been nice.
Yeah.
We're clearly a little bit soft in the center position. Not a lot of depth there, and the Embiid thing is going to be tough. But man, did you see our group it's Canada, Australia, Spain, and Greece. Golly.
That's a brutal.
First time since 2000. USA gets South Sudan and Puerto Rico. Like, come on, we can't get something easier than that.
They couldn't have padded their way to the finals any better, man.
Yeah.
I saw that. I was trying to get out there because I'm going to be traveling around that time. I was trying to get out there for the USA Serbia match, man. Can't get a ticket.
Oh
anymore.
yeah.
Can't
get a ticket.
Can't get one.
I will be there. I'm covering the Olympics
Right.
for the CBC,
Yeah,
the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. I can't wait to be there for what could be a huge summer for Canadian basketball. Canadian basketball and soccer.
Yeah.
We're playing Argentina tonight in the Copa America at MetLife, and then we've got these boys first time since 2000. I just like the vibes. I like the camaraderie. I like the unity. USA is a hodgepodge of parts, and I don't want to root for those guys. Embiid, how's Embiid? Embiid feels like Hakeem Olajuwon when he was on Dream Team 2 back in 94, if you remember.
Yeah,
come on, man. Embiid's. What are we doing? You didn't need him. You didn't need him. That's just cheap in my opinion.
A lot of controversy there, man. I did want to see LeBron, Katie, and Steph kind of, and this is Steph Curry's first one. I did kind of want to see those guys because this is the last one for them, probably. But who knows with LeBron? He may find his way back there in 2028 in LA.
Team until Bronny makes the Olympic team.
Yeah,
and then they could play together.
He wants to stick around for 2028 in LA, so he could make some business moves there. But you mentioned Zach Edey, and on the Zach Edey front, he went up against Walker Kessler last night in Summer League, Salt Lake City, and had a pretty interesting debut. Walker Kessler is a guy that is, according to reports, is on the Knicks' radar. And so here was Ian Begley after the Mikal Bridges press conference, giving an update on Walker Kessler. Let's hear what Ian Begley had to say, and we will react to it on the other side. Here he is.
I'm sure Knicks fans are feeling the same way after they get Bridges in the building across the East River in that trade with the Nets. Another quick update here on the backup big man situation. I mentioned on Monday that Utah had been asking for at least one first-round pick in previous discussions with teams on Walker Kessler. The Knicks had had some interest in Kessler. I was told subsequently that teams had offered 2 first-rounders to Utah in the past couple weeks and were rebuffed. Obviously, we don't know the value of the first rounders. Not all firsts are created equal. There's protections on these picks, but that gives you a little idea on how the Jazz value Kessler and what it would take to pry him out of Utah.
All right, so there's Ian Begley, man. So supposedly, Danny Ainge already turned down a request for 2 first-round picks. This was their first-round lottery pick 2 years ago. Rookie season, they thought, who cares about the Stifle Tower? We got this kid. Now he gets benched last year. He's in and out of the rotation. Finds himself in summer league. Got dunked on by Edie. Edie kind of took it to him a little bit. I don't know what to make of this, man. What do you think?
2 first-round picks seems like a lot, no?
Yeah.
I mean, and Danny Ainge is very smart, and he's been there before, and I'm almost worried to, transact with him. But when I heard and shout out to Ian Begley, I think Ian Begley and Fred Katz do the best job of all the beat writers covering the Knicks. They do a tremendous job, so shout out to them. And I just feel like when I saw the 1 first-round pick for Kessler, I was like, all right, I could live with that. We need something. We need something back there. We need some sort of especially with Mitch, man. I'm worried about his health. I'm not going to lie. I saw that he said he's going to, lose some weight and get back into better shape, and he seems to have a chip on his shoulder and all that. So that's great. But 2 seems like a lot. Do you think that they can roll with, and do you think they will roll with Mitch, Achua, and Jericho? Do you think there's a scenario where it's just that? No?
I don't think so. I think they understand that, they need, legit insurance here in the event that Mitchell Robinson goes down. Because, we've seen, and look, I appreciate Mitch being defensive about it, and he's prideful, right? He's prideful. He wants to show the fans, listen, I can be the guy. He's the elder statesman on the team. He's going into year 7.
Crazy.
He's the elder statesman of the team. And so I like that with him, but you just can't lean on that. Just think that in April, May, and June that Mitchell Robinson is going to be nimble and flexible and healthy enough to get them through a run, because he's a guy, he leaves his feet a lot. He's a shot blocker. He's a rebounder. And guys that are built like that, it's tough, man. So I think this is why they understand the importance of going out there and getting an insurance plan.
I know it didn't necessarily come down to this, but if you had to pick one stays, one leaves, iHart, Mitch, who'd you have picked?
After last season, I would have picked iHart. And Mitch is my guy, man.
Yeah,
I would have kept
Mitch
iHart.
too, but the passing, the chemistry with Brunson,
yeah,
the shot making, he had that little
floater
teardrop.
The floater was nice.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss that dude a lot. I'm really gonna miss him.
Yeah.
What a pickup for OKC. So yeah, I'm really curious to see what they do. You think Precious comes back?
I think so. I think so. Now Ian did report in multiple reports saying that he's talking to a lot of different teams. I don't know if that's an agent putting that out there or what, but they need him. They definitely need him back. I liked how he played with the Knicks.
Absolutely, he was massive. I mean, again, once Mitch went down, everyone got elevated, and he was a throw-in. Remember, he was just a throw-in in that deal. No one was talking about him. It was like him. Oh yeah. By the way, him and Malachi Flynn are in the deal. No one was talking about that. So. I would love to have him back. I would absolutely love to have him back. I see Jericho Sims out there shooting.
Yeah.
He was with Mike Bibby, I believe it was.
My guy Dave Zenon as well, man. Skills trainer as well. Yep. Working together.
So that's promising. But yeah, I feel like they need something. And if it's not Kessler, who is it? Who's out there?
Well, Nick Richards is a name that was also being mentioned from Charlotte. Played for Kentucky. So the Knicks, I'm sure, have familiarity there. The Knicks do have, in terms of protected first-round picks, the Wizards protected first-round pick, which is top 10 protected. And then they also have the Detroit first-round pick in 2025, which is top 13 protected. So we'll see, does Ainge value those, or will another GM value those enough to facilitate a trade? We'll have to wait and see. But the options are slim. I think they may be out of the Kessler sweepstakes because we're hearing the Lakers are interested and other teams are going to be interested in this guy. I mean, he's only 2 years removed from a stellar rookie season, so hard to see why the Jazz would be selling low. Maybe that's just Ainge just kind of putting it out there and seeing the price that he can drive up.
Are you on board with 2 first-round picks for him?
No. Wouldn't do it. Yeah. I would not do that. So, going to be interesting to see. I love what they've done so far. If I had to give the offseason a grade, I'm still going to give it an A, despite the iHart loss and the void at the backup 5. But that would be an excellent move to kind of solidify the offseason. But, we'll see. I mean, maybe the Ariel Hukporti, who they drafted with the last pick of the draft, maybe after a summer league, does he show out? And they did sign him to a 2-way deal. Maybe he impresses. You just never know.
Oh, I'm rooting for that guy just because it's the closest that I will ever get to being a Knick. Ariel H on the Knicks. When I saw that, I was like, wow, this is unbelievable. Yeah. Ariel H on the Knicks. And by the way, when I tweeted about that, obviously MMA, which I cover primarily, is very big in Australia. There's a lot of great champs there. A lot of people from Australia were hitting me up saying that you're going to love this guy. Like, this guy's legit. He plays hard. He's tenacious. He's got some size. He's not just some I don't know, some project. Like, I mean, obviously he's playing in the Australian League, which isn't the worst, by the way.
Yeah.
He's definitely someone. So this is the bottom line compared to other years, other regimes, I should say. I just trust these guys. And so I'm not going to sit here and talk about Ariel Hukporti and pretend like I've been watching him for years and know all these things about him. I just trust these dudes.
Yeah.
I trust all of them. I just trust what they've done. And I've talked about this in the past. We would get mad about certain things, and people would people would crap on Knicks fans for getting mad or losing patience. And it's like, no, you didn't earn our trust.
Yeah.
You've made bonehead move after bonehead move, but now I feel like it's the complete opposite. Even if it's like, okay, I don't really understand what's going on. What are they doing? All these other backup guys are being, scooped up.
Yeah.
What's happening? What's the vision? No, I just trust. I'm not worried. I'm not worried about them. I feel like they probably knew iHart was leaving. They gave it the old college try, but I feel like they're just on the ball. They're prepared. They got all these dudes like Brock and all these guys, crunching the numbers. I just trust them, so I'm not going to sweat it.
Agreed, man. CP the franchise, Ariel Helwani in the building. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. Hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe to the channel. Salute to our friends on Bleacher Report as well, and as well as Facebook, man. Bleacher Report, who do we have in here? I see Andy Boy, 22306. How you feeling, man? Zibby's in here. We got Ezra Hero. Let's go. Salute to you guys. Lively. Appreciate you for coming in. On the YouTube side, my franchise channel members, man, go ahead and throw a custom emoji in the chat. Maybe throw a salute in there for our guy, Ariel Helwani, in the building, man. And from 1 to 5, what do you guys think, man? How much do you trust Leon Rose in this front office to really put the Knicks on that contender status? I think they've done it already, man. But from 1 to 5, 1 being the least and 5 being the most, what do you guys think? I'm at a 5. I'm with you, man.
Hell yeah.
I trust it. Yeah.
What has there been one move that has been like a spectacular failure in his regime? Maybe I'm forgetting.
Not really. I mean, look, the Fournier contract didn't work out. They were able to turn that into Bogdanovich, and then they were able to turn that with the picks into Mikal Bridges.
Yeah,
there wasn't anything that was like they never mortgaged a future.
Right.
For anything crazy. This is the first time we trade in first-round picks. The OG trade, I still think, is a win, even though I'm RJ and Quick are my guys. Injuries be damned. That was a win. I don't really think there was anything crazy. Like, the Cam trade was a worthwhile trade. They sent out a pick swap, I think, for that, or a protected pick. The Cam trade was a worthwhile tryout. Even though Tibbs didn't think so.
That got us Josh Hart, did it not?
Got us Josh Hart.
Yeah.
Got us Josh Hart.
Kemba Walker. Didn't really work out.
Didn't really work out.
It wasn't a big investment.
Yeah, wasn't a big investment.
No.
Yeah. So
everyone thought the Jalen Brunson deal was going to be the big swing and a miss.
Right.
Look how that turned out. So, yeah.
They thought he was overpaid, and they were wrong there. But I will tell you this, though, man, because I was telling the fans this yesterday. I don't think they're done. I think there's one more move they want to make.
Like a big swing or
I think there's a big swing that they want to make.
Really?
Because, well, think about this, right? We talked about all the moves that they made this year, this offseason, to get themselves some more wiggle room with the cap, right? They made the Shake Milton trade. They signed him. They put him in the Bridges trade. You have Brunson, who's considering taking considerably less to sign the extension this year. They didn't sign Julius Randle to an extension. They didn't sign Julius to an extension.
You think he's on the block? Everyone keeps saying they're such big fans of his, such big fans of his.
I'll
And
tell
you
you
think
this.
Okay.
They're bigger fans of Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're bigger fans in Karl Anthony Towns. They want
Who
Towns.
do you like better?
I personally like Julius. Fit-wise, offensively, Towns is a better fit. For what they're trying to... They want to catch Boston. They see what Boston can do with a true 5-out system. They want to open up that floor completely for Jalen to do his thing and cook like he usually does. You're able to put Towns out there. I'm just talking about skill set, offensive skill set. As a true shooting big, that's how they want to beat Boston. They want Towns, man.
You think Minnesota does that?
It's not clear if they will, but they are in some financial challenges right now because they just paid Ant-Man, Jalen McDaniels, Towns is making a boatload of money, Gobert's making money, new ownership, who's going to take over? Is A-Rod going to take over? What's Glenn Taylor doing? So they're in a little bit of a tricky spot where they could use some savings. And I can tell you, the Knicks want Towns, man. They want Towns.
Local-ish guy. The thing about Randall is, if I'm Minnesota, am I doing that deal coming off a surgery like that? You know?
Yeah.
We just don't know. I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, all the reports seem to be that he'll be ready for training camp or around training camp, right? October.
Hopefully.
Yeah, and I saw him and Melo going at it. I think it was at Brickley's gym. So I think he's okay, but I don't know.
Yeah.
There's something I don't know.
To me, why I've never been a Towns guy because I think he's soft. I don't think mentally he'll handle it here. I mean, he completely imploded against the Mavs. You know, he had one game where he picked up 5 fouls in the third quarter. Like, we don't need that.
No, what is that, man?
We don't need that. But fit-wise, offensively, he does fit.
No, 100%.
That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is we have to monitor this Julius extension carefully here because if he goes into the end of next season without a deal and the Knicks risk losing him for nothing, that wouldn't be good either. Because he's got a player option. He has a player option.
Right. Who's your starting 5 as of right now?
Brunson, Bridges, OG, Randall, Mitch.
Okay.
Yeah, Brunson, Bridges, OG, Randall, Mitch.
You think Dante and Josh are okay coming off the bench? After all the time
I don't necessarily think Dante would.
Right.
Because especially the year that he had.
Right.
Hart, because of his selflessness and the sacrifices that he makes for his team, I think he understands it.
Yeah.
But I'm not so sure about DiVincenzo.
I wonder. And he certainly has earned the right to start on many teams.
Yeah.
But that's tough after the year he just had, right?
Yeah. It's tough, man. It's tough. So yeah, it's interesting.
What a great problem to have as a fan.
Yeah.
To debate this stuff.
It
and
is.
You got 2 of the starters from the team that made it to Game 7 of the second round are now going to come off the bench.
Yeah. It's good.
It's crazy.
It's a great problem to have, man.
Yes.
It's good depth. And so, yeah, we'll see how that impacts. We'll see how that impacts DiVincenzo. Julius he's got a big year ahead of him, man. He's got to stay healthy. He's got to show that he can fit efficiently with this group, and obviously defensively, he's got to be there for him. But yeah, I can tell you, man, the Town stuff. You know, there's a lot of reports. A lot of the Town stuff. A lot of people are making that speculation because of their relationship with CAA and things of that nature. It's on point.
CP knows stuff. You got your ear to the street.
Got my ear to the street.
You don't just throw stuff out there.
Never.
You throw stuff out there with some, like, something behind it, some substance.
Yeah.
These are educated takes.
Yeah.
These aren't just takes.
Yeah.
See, that's the difference in you and the gas bags,
Yeah, that's it. So, not necessarily advocating for this, but I'm just telling you.
This is just what the streets are saying.
This is just what the streets are saying. You know it. You know it.
Yes.
Man. You know,
of course.
So, yeah, man. Can it be October already? CP the franchise, Ariel Hawani in the building, man. Call us up 657-383-1509, or you can hit us up on the KFTV Discord. Salute to everybody in the chat. Excellent time to be a Knicks fan. Loud and clear, go ahead.
All right. Algorithm Ari back in the building.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk about our backup center or lack thereof. I'll be honest. I give Leon an A- overall for everything he's done. And really, if we're gonna keep it a buck, really, what he gets all his credit for, 90% of the credit, is the Jalen Brunson signing, because that changed the entire trajectory of the franchise. That put us in win now mode.
Yeah,
I think the OG trade was a fantastic trade. Just getting rid of RJ was going to make the Knicks better, and then you get the best 3-and-D wing in the game, and then you look at what Quickly got paid and what OG got paid. That was very good, masterclass by Leon. Obviously, everyone knows what I think about getting fleeced or getting overpaid for Mikal Bridges. I'm hearing Lauri Markkanen's potentially going for 3 first-round picks, so I guess Mikal's twice as good as him. But either way, this is our team. I'm not going to cry over spilled milk.
Okay.
However, like you said, CP, it's win now mode. It's chip or bust. We have 3 years, a 3-4 year window to make this happen.
Yeah.
Because then the contracts reset. Wembanyama and Luka and Ant-Man and that Cooper Flag kid is coming. We have a 3 to 4 year window to make it happen. But we're going against the Boston Celtics. They have a 7'3" center, and we're going against Joel Embiid, who's a 7'2" center, and we have half a center on our roster because Mitchell Robinson only plays half the time.
Yeah.
I would love Walker Kessler, but whoops, we don't have any more unprotected draft picks. And for those people saying, we have 2 picks, just to give you guys some clarity there, the Detroit pick and the Washington pick are top 13 and top 11 protected. That's not going to convey this year. And then next year, they're top 11 and top 8. Those aren't going to probably convey either. So we don't have any first-round picks to do.
Yeah.
So how are we going to get a center to be an insurance policy for Mitch? So I have a big man who could take 3-4 fouls from Joel Embiid, compete with the big boys since it is chip or bust. How are we going to do that? The only way I could potentially see that happening, I'll land the plane here, is that if Tyler Kolek, Rokas, the Hookah guy, Hookah Porty, McCullough, if they show out in Summer League and they play well and they increase their value, maybe them and Deuce or whatever could, increase their value. And that's how you have that plan B option for the inevitability of Mitchell Robinson going down or OG going down or stuff like that. Okay. So when I talk about draft, all right, I'll let you go, bro. But keep up the good work, man. Salute to you. Hit that like, subscribe, and share. And Ariel, good stuff, man. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Ari from Manhattan on the check-in. The resident Debbie Downer. He's back for more,
by the
man.
way, I came in late. I'm like, man. First, I thought the chat was turning against me because they were saying Ari was being a hater, and I was like, nah. What's
that's Ari from
vibes,
Manhattan,
Ari?
not Ariel.
Ari, my man, where are the vibes? We're feeling good, man. I know you're trying to bring us, back down to earth and a little dose of reality, but in Leon we trust. Let him do his thing.
Debbie
Downer.
I'm feeling good. Debbie Downer. Look, it may not be someone who is going to command first round picks like a Kessler. Maybe it's a true backup center out there that we're just not thinking about. Who a team will pick up one of those protected picks and you get some insurance there. Could be someone we're not thinking about.
It could be. Listen, I really want Precious back. I know he's not necessarily the answer here that everyone's looking for. I like what I'm seeing out of Mitch. I like the fact that he's going to lose a little bit of weight, and I like the chip on his shoulder. So let's see. I'm a glass half empty kind of guy, believe it or not, and I lament things. I cry over spilled milk, and I'm still not quite 1,000% over iHart. I know I need to move on with my life.
Me neither, man. Me neither.
I just keep thinking about the fit. He was such a perfect fit.
Yeah.
Golly,
he was good, man.
So let's see what they've got for us. But I believe in him. I believe in him 100%.
Frankie JL on the Bleacher Report said Ari's a closet Nets fan. Oof. That's a tough list.
I didn't know they had any.
I didn't know they had any either, man.
Closet or not.
Did not know at all. Okay, so before we got cut out, it's a weird glitch now with Zoom. It happened to me yesterday on my show with Q Rich. For some reason, it just clips out after a while. But what I was talking about here was I didn't hear your reaction to Brunson and LA Knight in the standoff with Logan Paul and Tyrese Halliburton at MSG, man. I thought this one was well done. What'd you think, man?
Yo, I saw that. My phone was away. I come back. I see all these clips and all these texts. I'm like, what? Brunson was at MSG at SmackDown? Oh, my God. My two worlds colliding. This was incredible. How much cooler did Jalen Brunson look out there than Tyrese Halliburton?
Oh, way cooler, man.
I mean, Halliburton's walking up there. Like, this guy's a top-level NBA. You chose this guy over Brunson on the Olympic team?
Right.
I mean, hey, much love, Tyrese. He kind of looked like a dweeb. I mean, can I say it?
But isn't that fitting for the villain?
I guess.
You know what I mean?
I guess. Trae Young looked a little bit cooler than him when he showed up at MSG a couple of years ago.
He did.
I loved how much Brunson loved it. I love that he's a wrestling fan. I've seen him tweet about it, Cody Rhodes and all this stuff. When he stood there and he did the arms cross thing, that was incredible. When he got in the ring, that was incredible. And I'd love to see him do more in any way, shape, or form. It's unbelievable. Like, this is our point guard. This is PG1 of the New York Knicks showing up on SmackDown.
MVP chants. The crowd was chanting MVP. That was a great moment for him, man. And like you said, he sold it well. He did well.
He was perfect.
Yeah. Now, the hand thing was a little like, I was a little cringing at that because it looks like he was a little uncomfortable.
Kayfabe, bro. Kayfabe. You got to sell it from beginning to end. I wasn't worried. I wasn't worried about that at all. I wasn't sure if he was talking about the brass knuckles or if he was talking about, like, you know, just the injury and like, look, I'm all right. But I know he's a hardcore fan, and so I feel like he thought about these things. Now, he did like give us all a heart attack in that moment, no doubt. And we're not the ones who deserve the heart attack. We love him, but I just love man. I can't get enough of Jalen as a human being. I can't get enough of him as an ambassador, as the face of the franchise. And I'll tell you just like a very quick story. I went to a Knicks game actually against the Nets in April. And a guy that I know you may know him as well, Randy Cruz. He's on Twitter. He does some stuff at MSG.
Takes great pictures.
Great guy. Yeah, exactly. He hooked us up and he got us, down in front during a shoot around. And I got to go with my kids. My two boys have become huge Knicks fans.
Nice.
And it's great. It's like everything I've ever wanted in life is to experience this as a dad with my kids. And we stood there and they had their Knicks hats and they wanted to get autographs. And I'm someone who grew up getting autographs, idolizing athletes, all this stuff. I used to go to baseball games in Montreal and get Barry Bonds and Ricky Henderson and Tony Gwynn and all these guys. And I love to see the way the athletes interact with the fans, and in particular the young fans. And I was so impressed and blown away by how Jalen in particular reacted with the fans. And I actually was taking a video every time they were signing for the kids. I wasn't getting autographs. That's not my place. And I'd much rather the kids get that. But I would say thank you to all the guys. And I'll never forget, and this is very small, but I think it just says a lot about who he is. I said, thanks, Jalen. We appreciate it. And his response was, of course. And I'm like, man, I'm used to athletes just not responding. This guy's like, of course I would sign for the kids. Of course I would stop for my fans. That's who he is. He's just the type of guy that, as a father, you want your kids to root for. You want your kids to be a fan of, to rock his jersey. And I'm so happy that my kids are growing up just like, I grew up in the 90s with those guys, that this is their squad and that hopefully it'll be their squad forever. And they could say, like, these are my guys. And so by the way, every single one of the guys stopped and signed, including Julius. iHart, McBride, they all stopped. And I was just like, man, this is the type of team that you want to root for. These are good dudes. And so that's what I love so much about this squad. They're just fun to root for, and they unite the whole city.
Yeah, well said, man. And I like the way that he's built his brand up, especially this past season, man. The podcast, WWE, he's on March Madness commercials. I mean, his brand, his team at CAA, whoever was putting that marketing plan together, they executed it well, man, because you had to. I felt like it was important going into the season to have his brand match his ascension as a player, because that's when you start getting the accolades and the all-star, and now everybody on national TV is Brunson. Like, that was key, and I thought his team did an excellent job of putting him out there in ways that fit him.
And he's very wholesome. Like he never. People compare him to Jeter. I think he gives you a little bit more than Jeter.
Yeah.
He doesn't take himself too seriously. He's active on social media. Not everything is like perfectly PR crafted with him.
Right.
It feels authentic, but it's also very wholesome. He doesn't stray too far away. So yeah, man, how lucky are we, man? It's an amazing thing. I never thought all these years later that Rick Brunson's son would be our savior, but here we are. He is our savior. It's a beautiful thing.
Never thought, man. So as you said, you're going to be covering the Olympics for CBC. It's another notch on the resume, on the brand of Helwani. What's the setup going to be like? How are you preparing for this in the coming weeks?
Yes, sir. I'm hosting a show for the CBC, and for those that don't know, that's the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. That's our version of the BBC that has been the home of the Olympics for as long as I've been alive in Canada. They are the national public broadcaster. And I'll be hosting a show called Paris Tonight there from Paris every night, recapping the day that was, with obviously like a breakdown of maybe like 80% slanted towards Canada, the rest of the world 20%. But depending on if there's big things happening, it could change. Previews, interviews, recaps. It'll be available online on their socials, on their YouTube, etc. And the plan as of now is to try to go to every single Canadian men's basketball game, including Game 1 in late July, which I can't wait for. So I feel very, very lucky to do this. Obviously, I've always wanted to be known as more than just a combat sports guy, and I've gotten to dabble a little bit in other things. And so this is just another step forward in that regard. And it's the Olympics, and it's the first one since, pre-pandemic, where fans are going to be there. Feels like it will hopefully be a celebration of life and athletics and good vibes. And there's a lot of interesting stories. And I can't believe that the first time I get to do this, and as a huge basketball fan, it's the first time that the Canadian men's team is back in the Olympics since 2000. I used to wake up early to watch that team, which had 2 NBA players on it, Steve Nash and Todd McCullough. That was it. And now look at our embarrassment of riches. So I'm just a huge fan of all things Canadian sports. And so it's a great time, and I'm honored to be a part of it.
Incredible. That's an incredible achievement. Certainly happy for you, and I'm going to be watching as well. And last question for you. I'm going to be out at Summer League, and I'm going to be participating in the sports business classroom, which is going to be headed up by Bobby Marks. And in that classroom, students are going to be able to, it's college students, where they're going to have a fast track into the league, into the business of basketball, and they're going to be able to study different facets of the business, whether it's operations, salary cap, analytics, scouting, and then my area is going to be media and broadcasting. So it's going to be myself, Howard Beck, J.A. Adonde. We're going to be teaching these students on like a crash course.
Wow.
Over the course of the week. Appreciate it. So
that's sick.
So the first presentation I'm going to be working on is building a brand. Right, we're going to be teaching them how to build a brand. So, from your perspective, what have been just give me like 3 keys when you kind of reflect on your journey so far, because it's still going. What's been the 3 keys for you to building your brand?
Well, number one, it's you kind of look around at what everyone else is doing, and maybe you could take a little inspiration from here, there, and that guy. But you have to be unique. You have to be a unique voice. That's why you work so well, right? Because you're not trying to be someone else. You're not trying to copy someone else. You're doing it your own way, and people gravitate towards that. So you have to be unique. You have to stand out. And that leads to number 2. You have to be authentic. Like if it feels like you're putting on a show, if it feels like you're putting on an act, that's why I get so upset when I watch some of these guys on TV, because it just feels very
forced,
inauthentic.
Yeah,
it feels fake. It feels like they're just putting on an act, and I hate that. And people can see through that, especially now with the with so many outlets out there and so many channels out there and so many different ways that you can get your stuff. People are going to gravitate towards the real ones, and so I would say that would be number 2. And number 3, man, when you think you're working your butt off, work even harder. As you know, like the grind doesn't stop. It never stops. I think about my stuff 24/7, 365, and I'm a bit of a type A OCD nut when it comes to it. But like, if you truly care, you can't skip days. You have to be consistent. You have to be there for people. You have to show up. The quality has to be high. The work has to be, great. People have to be able to consume it. But it can't just be like, oh yeah, I'll do this, and then I'm going to skip that, and I'm going to be lazy today. Like, no, you got to be there. Bridges gets traded to the Knicks. You got to be live right away. You got to run home from Citi Field or wherever you are, and you got to go live, and you got to give the people what they want. And so like I'm saying everything, like all these things you're doing right now, and so you're the perfect guy to be talking to these kids. I think that's brilliant. I love that. I would like to listen into that, because I think it's an important these are important lessons that anyone, no matter what point in your career, you can learn from. So off the top of my head, I would say those are the three things. Just be real, man. The people love that. Like when I came in, I wasn't a polished broadcaster. I didn't have like a fancy, wardrobe or a voice that was, that people thought was like, oh, this is a real TV play-by-play guy, or like, nah, it was just me. And luckily, people gravitate towards that.
There you go, man. Well, perfectly said. As I said, we'll be locked in on the CBC, man. If you see our guy, RJ Barrett, send him our regards. Send him tell him KFTV and Knicks fans sending him love, man, and well wishes as usual. But yeah, safe travels and best of luck to you, man. Let's catch up on the preseason, man.
Thank you so much. Keep up the tremendous work. Hardcore Knicks fans, I have a friend, Aaron Cohen. We're sending each other links and clips from you all the time. So much love. And Rami from the Knicks as well. That guy's the man, Rami from Teaneck. I'm just a huge fan, honestly, and I'm a huge fan of the team, and they bring me such joy. And especially now as a dad, getting to experience this as a dad with my kids is an amazing thing. So keep up the great work. Good luck out there. I'll be watching,
sir.
And thank you for having me again, my man.
Thanks again, man. Ariel Helwani in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, hit the like button, hit the share button, and subscribe to the channel. Dropping gems, man. We love these Knicks, and we're exciting. It's an exciting time for Knicks basketball, but we always want to make sure that we are dropping gems for those people, people in the chat. Maybe there's some aspiring content creators out there that are looking for some inspiration. And the key things here, as he said, in building your brand is what makes you unique. When they zig, you zag. Authenticity, and keep working, keep putting in the work, and get on your grind. And that's for everybody, because when you're building your brand, it's not just as an aspiring media professional or an aspiring broadcaster. Building your brand can apply to anything, whether you're working, whether you're in corporate America, whatever you're doing. You got to build your brand to be able to stand out. And it does start with content. You got to master the content game, or at least be somewhat proficient in making content. So shout out to my guy Ariel Helwani for the parting words. Hopefully you guys took some value in that, and we'll keep this thing going for a little bit, man. Bleacher Report, we still here. YouTube, we still here. Call us up 657-383-1509, or you could hit us up on the KFTV Discord. Mikal Bridges met with the media. I'll go through a couple more Mikal Bridges sound bites before we wrap, and let's get to the phones, man. 404, what's your name? Where you calling in from?
Yo, C.
Yellow.
Yo, what's up, my man? Hey, first and foremost, man, thanks for that megaton bomb you dropped, man, in regards to the concept of the Knicks searching, well, not searching, but looking for Cat versus Julius Randle, man. So that was huge. I see that as a huge possibility.
Yeah, don't sleep.
There's truth behind it. Right. So, but I have a question for you, man.
Yeah.
What do we have to do to get Nick Richards, man? What do we have to do to get him? And can we get him?
I don't see why it would be impossible, but we got to see what Charlotte, and is Mitch Kupchak still with Charlotte? Who's the GM of the Charlotte Hornets these days? Who's running that dump? And Jordan left. He said, man, I can't even make money off this. I'm out of here. Is Mitch Kupchak still there? I don't know. But it all depends on what they're looking for. And I think, Mitch Kupchak is still the GM of the Charlotte Hornets. I don't see why he couldn't get Richards, maybe with a couple second-round picks or maybe a protected. He's playing behind Mark Williams. Mark Williams is their guy, but we'll have to see,
Do you think that he can fill the gap? Like, is that what we need?
Ideally, the hope would be to have Mitch be able to play 60 games, and you have a guy who's starter capable, but will come in and give you 20 to 25 minutes a night.
Yeah.
I don't see why not. Get him in here. Get Nick Richards in here, man. They need somebody. I will tell you that. They definitely need somebody. So,
cool.
Yeah, man.
I just wanted to keep it rapid fire, man.
Absolutely.
So it's Janal Toure, man. But I appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate the call, man. Call back anytime, my guy.
Yes, sir.
All right. 610, what's your name? Where you calling in from? 610.
Oh, hey, buddy. Thank you for taking my call.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Okay, it's Vladimir from Eastern Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Hey, I'm looking at iHart and somebody that plays very similar to him that we know something about, and I think you could probably get the dude. He's probably on the street. I think he played last year. Robin Lopez.
You want Rollo back, man? I think he's washed.
I think he can protect the inside.
Yeah, I
and
think
he could shoot a little bit. He has a little hook.
Yeah,
I think it's better than most of these people that you're mentioning.
I don't know. Let me see what Huck Porty's got. Appreciate the call, Vladimir. Let me see what Huck Porty's got in summer league before I go to the mascot clown show. I mean, I'm sure he's a nice guy, but like we don't need the theatrics. We need somebody who can get the job done. I think the Rollo ship has sailed. He is another guy though. Like when Ariel was talking about guys you had high hopes for. Boy, I thought Rollo was gonna come in here and do the damn thing for the Knicks. He was all right. I thought he was gonna be a little bit better. I was hoping he would have been a little bit better. But yeah, Rollo, man. I don't know. That ship has sailed. Appreciate the call. Dave G on the Discord. Dave G, go ahead and unmute your mic.
CP, what's going on, brother? How are you?
Good, man. How you feel, man? Tuesday, we here.
I'm good, man. I'm excited, man.
Yes, sir.
Look, I'm going to make a couple quick points. I'm really excited about the trade, obviously, because the front office understands that with the head coach they have, you got to get players that fit him and that he can use.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. It adds a lot of defensive versatility and a lot of offensive versatility. And so the next year really hinges on two people. And that's obviously number one, Julius Randle, how he plays. I think we saw how well he fit with OG and Jalen during that stretch in January and February. I'd like to see more of that. And then obviously Tibbs. What can he do defensively and offensively with the lineup that we have and the versatility? And I also like to see everybody's talking about the center talk and trade and stuff for Kessler and whatnot. I'd also like to know what a year 4 Jericho Sims looks like. Or year 3 or 4. Either way. Like Tibbs has developed the young guys pretty well, man. So you might have your guy right here in New York. So I wouldn't give up on him, possibly bringing Precious back and running with those 3 guys. Yeah. Either way, it's exciting. Looking forward to the season, and the Knicks are going to be in the playoffs again, baby. That's it.
Appreciate it, man. Dave G on the check-in. Always good to hear from you, man. Appreciate the call, man. So our guy Dave G. And speaking of Sims, yeah, I'm very much open to seeing what the Simulation has up his sleeves in year 3. Our guy David Zenon is working with him. He was working with him last year on his offense. So let's see what Sims could give them. To me, my focus with Sims is more defensively and his defensive awareness. Sometimes he's out of position or he's a little bit lost on his rotations. I'd like to see him improve there. But hey, it's only year 3. And he's showing a hunger and a passion to improve. Coachable, comes from a good family as well. So shout out to Sims. I'd like to see if he can take a step up as a potential backup or a true tertiary option. So it's Sims. Is Huck Porty an option? Definitely bring back Precious. Like, start there. Even though Precious isn't a true 5, start there. Like, let's get Precious in here. He is a front court body. Familiarity, hustle, defense. I like Precious. Athletic. I like him. So let's get him in here. Start there. All right. My guys at Bleacher Report, man, we are going to continue the program here on the YouTube side. Make sure you guys are coming over here, man. YouTube.com/KnicksFanTV. And make sure you guys are following us on all social media platforms at CP The Franchise, no R, and at KnicksFanTV. My guys at Bleacher Report, we will see you guys live from Summer League on the 17th. So that will be next Wednesday. Will be the next Bleacher Report simulcast. We'll see you, CP The Franchise, reporting live from Summer League. We'll give you our observations of Kolik and Rokas. Rokas Yakubaitis is going to be playing in Summer League as well. We'll take a look at Pakhom.ea and Huck Porty as well. So we'll see what those guys have in their first 2 or 3 matchups in Summer League. Make sure you guys are sticking in with us there. So Bleacher Report, we'll see you guys. KFTV guys, stay on the line. And yeah, man, appreciate everybody for tapping in on this Tuesday afternoon, summertime here in NYC. Good to be on here with you guys. And also remember to support our sponsors, guys. Manscaped. Manscaped keeping you guys lean and trim in the dog days of summer, man. Make sure you guys head over to the #1 men's grooming tool above and below the waist. That is at manscaped.com. Use our code KFTV for 20% off plus free shipping, fellas. You know what it is. No testimonials. Just go out there and get the products. They ship to many locations worldwide, including not just the United States, but Canada, Mexico, Europe, South Africa, Singapore, all over the map. So make sure you guys are tapping in. Get a gift for a friend. Get a gift for your significant other. Manscaped.com. Trust and believe, man. They've been keeping us laced for the last 5 years or so, and they're going to continue to do so throughout the next season with the Knicks. So go to Manscaped.com. Once again, use promo code KFTV for 20% off plus free shipping. Okay, couple more from the Bridges presser here. I mean, not crazy in terms of takeaways, but, you know, he was excited. And I think overall the team is excited. The fan base is excited to have him. So I think he could have said, you know, abracadabra here and people would go crazy. But here's Mikal Bridges on how he found out that he was traded to the Knicks. Here he is.
I was just visiting, Dallas for a little bit, working out with, Finney Smith at the time. I actually saw one of my close friends, Desmond Bain, and I was actually with him. We was chilling by his little lake house and just chilling with his family and stuff. And then the news broke. It was I think it was dark outside or something, but it was crazy. It was wild. He's just over there just screaming from far like, yo, did you see? I'm like, this is crazy. So it was cool. I was just visiting.
All right, so that was Mikal Bridges. Said he was out working out with Dorian Finney-Smith and Desmond Bain down in Dallas and heard the news that he was traded to the Knicks. He also refuted the thoughts that he kind of pushed for the trade between him and his team. He kind of denied that. But as I said in yesterday's show, it was beyond obvious that he wanted to be a Knick and that they wanted him here. And as Sean Marks said in his press conference, Leon pretty much pushed the pedal to the metal to make it happen. Here was Bridges on playing with his brothers, the Nova Knicks, Josh Hart, Jalen Brunson, Dante DiVincenzo. Here's Mikal.
Just trying to win, I think we all embody, how to win games and, all the sacrificing to win. So pretty much that.
And one thing about this quartet, if you will, no, they haven't won championships at the NBA level, but they've gone through at the level on college, played in a pro-style system with Jay Wright. Coachable players on the Jay. And Jay Wright is an excellent coach, great coach, local product as well. So I rock with Jay Wright heavy. They've gone through it. They're battle tested now in the NBA, and they're bringing. I spoke about this last year during the season. You can't be understated how much each of them bringing their respective NBA experience and battles together now is going to mean something going forward in terms of how they play. And like Mikal Bridges said, how they sacrifice for one another because they've had to do this now for multiple years and on different teams with different star players. So I think, yes, you can certainly expect an adjustment period for them to get used to roles and adjust. But they will get it done, man. I love this pickup. I can't believe this day came, 8 years later after I was killing this team for not drafting this kid. They finally got it done. Excellent job by this organization. I remember I talked to Scott Perry about missing out on that. I was waiting. That whole Scott Perry interview, I couldn't wait to interview him, and that was the one question I couldn't wait to ask him. Why did you not pick Mikal Bridges? No disrespect to Kev. That's our guy. That's my guy. But hey, it's all water under the bridge now because Mikal Bridges is a New York Knicks. So to everybody in the chat, my guy Anthony Parasol in the building. I see you. Christopher Blake on the Discord. Go ahead and unmute your mic. Christopher Blake, what's up?
CP, salute. Can you hear me?
Yes,
loud
sir.
and clear?
Loud and clear, sir. You're coming in clear. Yep.
Appreciate you, man. Yeah, I'm hyped I'm really hyped, but I think we also got to temper expectations about the start of the season. Like, Julius is coming back from an injury.
Yeah.
Last year he came back from an injury, started off slow, and really that gave, RJ and Brunson their time to shine. So, I want to warn Knicks fans from now, give them some grace. It's going to be bumpy. And on top of that, we got to, incorporate OG's contract, because now he's going to want to play up to that. That's going to be in his mentality. And Bridges, of course, is going to come in and he's going to want to be a starter. It's going to look different. So it might be bumpy to start, but I think by the end of the season, midway, probably even around All-Star, we're going to start figuring it out and we're going to start rocking. So another thing I wanted to touch on in terms of players that we're looking at that 5, I have an idea. we already, bear with me.
Yeah.
We already had a resurgence with AB. We brought back Burks.
Okay.
We bring back Taj all the time. What about Nerlens? What's he doing? Did somebody find out where he is? He's probably somewhere, eating a sandwich, doing absolutely nothing. He went to Detroit. We gave him the little mini bag, probably like a coin toss, by today's standard. But Tibbs knows what he is, knows what he does, and he shines because he's not asked to do anything outside of his wheelhouse. If we can't get Kessler, I'm pretty sure signing him would probably be a really good try. He's only 29. It didn't work out in Detroit. Nothing's working out in Detroit. I don't know how K got that back. I guess you got to do what you got to do when to get him as a first round, as a first selection. But I think we should look into him and see what's going on. What do you think?
I think I'm gonna get back to lunch in a little bit, man. I just ate a little while ago, man. I'm feeling a little hungry. Man. Yeah, we're gonna drop you off right here, man. We're gonna drop you off. Appreciate the call. Call back anytime. I mean, my guy said, we're also thrilled to get out of the injury business, and this guy's now advocating to bring the walking body cast back to the Knicks. I don't know, people. You be the judge. I'm just the conductor here. I'm just, manning the switches here on the show. You guys at home, you be the judge. What do you guys think? I'll let you guys answer for yourself. I don't like to speak for people. I got to get back to lunch, man. This guy wants a walking podcast. Good vibes all over the place. I'm playing sound bites from Mikal Bridges, Iron Man, 474 games. Let's keep that vibe, not the injury vibe. Did I got to 917 already? 917. What's your name? Where you calling in from? Hopefully you got some better ideas. Hello.
Hello?
Yes. How are you?
CP, nice to finally call in. I've been a long-time listener.
Appreciate
everything you've been doing.
Thank you, man.
Two things real quick. Steven Adams, I know he's coming off a knee injury. Do you think the Knicks would kick the tires on a possible trade for him? Because defensively, he's really good defensively, and rebounding, that's one of his things. I don't know if he'd be comfortable with coming off the bench, but at this point in his career, coming off that injury, do you think that's something they could look at?
I would have to think that they're going to turn over every stone. However, it does seem that when they went out there and got him, that it seemed like the Rockets are intent on kind of having him be part of their maturation process. They've been kind of slowly trying to get quality vets around their young players, and Jabari Smith and the young star two guard that they have. His name is slipping, Jalen Green. They went out there and got Van Fleet. They got Dylan Brooks. Now they got Adams. I think they intend to keep him to help move this team a little bit more forward as with Udoka as the coach.
Right. And then the next thing I wanted to ask, have you heard anything about the Tibbs extension?
No, nothing yet. Nothing yet on the Tibbs extension, and appreciate the call. But I've got to think, after the Knicks have, finalized things with Mikal Bridges, that's got to be coming up next. The vibes are good. Everybody's happy and stuff. Tibbs is going to get the bag soon, man. You can pretty much count on it. That bag is coming. And that's fine. Give him whatever he wants. It doesn't have any impact on the books. I think it'll be anywhere between 10 to 13, rather. You can get Tibbs his money, man. Pay the man. He's earned it. He's a basketball lifer. He's done what he's had to do. And some pictures from the Bridges press. So he's going to be rocking number 1. He had some notable Knicks rocking number 1. You had Penny Hardaway, Amari Stoudemire, Obi Toppin. I mean, Penny wasn't as notable. He's still my guy. He's my favorite player, so I still say notable. Look at Leon. Leon got the Kith joints on. What is Tibbs rocking right here? Hold on. Let me zoom in on Tibbs right here, man. What kind of kicks are these, bro? Hang on. Let's get a good look here. What's Tibbs rocking here? You know, Tibbs is fly at the presser today. Check this out. Move this up a little bit. Look at this. I don't know. Are those like some Zara joints? I don't know. Tibbs is fly, though. You know? You got Tibbs smiling. It's a new day here with the Knicks, man. Look at that smile. It almost looks fake, like he's rocking dentures or something. I didn't even know Tibbs had teeth. So he looks like a guy that's about to sign a new contract soon. He's giving Mikal a big hug. For Prophecy 718 said they're Versace. Versace joints. Yeah, those look a little expensive, man. Go Worldwide Wes. He landed him another one. Let's go, Wes. Let's go. Yeah, Worldwide Wes is happy. The family's happy, man. Look at that. Yeah. There's Leon and Mikal having a smile, having more smiles. Look at Tibbs. Look at that. Cheesing. Like the first day of Christmas, boy. So, yeah. Got the polo tucked in. Some Mikal and his mom's. Nice photo at Mom Duke's. Beautiful day at MSG. So, yeah, man. Happy to see this. I'm very happy to see this. This the best shape this franchise has been in years. And Christopher Blake talks about have patience. Absolutely. Have patience. Temper expectations. But this team is locked in, man. You just knock on wood that all these guys stay healthy. They're right there. They're on their way. Let's see who this is on the Discord. Who is this? No Trun by host on the Discord. Go ahead and unmute your mic.
Yo, CP, it's not run by host. It's your boy.
Yeah.
I'm a little confused.
Okay.
Did you bury the lead on this cat thing? Because I feel like you just said it when Ariel was on, and none of the Knicks fans have called in with any reactions to this. Didn't Karl Anthony Towns already play for Coach Tibbs? Like, doesn't that? And you said he's CAA. Doesn't this seem like something that could be on the board? We got Kentucky player Randall, Kentucky player Cat. This man put up 20 and 10, right? I don't know. I haven't been watching Timberwolves that much. I do know he's rookie of the year. I do know he's 20 and 10. We got Randall, who's 20 and 10 with the 5 assists. I don't know how you replace that, but if you're going to ship Randall out, you're going to have to get 20 points, about 10 rebounds, and, some defense back. I feel like that got to be one of the perfect players, and he already knows how to play with the head coach that we have.
Yeah.
I'm confused why none of the Knicks fans are talking about it, but also, if we trade Randall for a Cat, is he going to play the 4, brother, or is he going to play the 5? Because, I know he's playing the 4 next to Rudy Gobert, and I guess it does make sense that he could play the 4 next to Mitch, but I'm interested if Mitch goes down, like you say, and we move Cat to the 5. If that becomes a scenario, then who would play the backup 4? Like, is Cat the 4? Would that be the idea there, or would we try to be getting another backup big still? Because I know they have Naz Reid and Rudy Gobert, so they definitely have enough bigs to make the deal. But do we?
Yeah. Well, listen, I can't speak for Knicks fans as to why they didn't call in on this, but I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you, keep an eye out on this, because I can tell you that they have interest there. That the interest is real. And yes, he played for Tibbs before. Yes, he's a Kentucky guy. Yes, he's a CAA guy. And so, that's what I can tell you, man, is keep an eye on it. Now, contractually, it would have to involve Julius and probably about like $20+ million in salary. So, you're talking about a big change there. But, like I said, keep an eye on it, man. The interest in Cat is real. They want Boston. They seen how Porzingis sliced them up. And that was a big swing. The Porzingis pickup for Boston, to me, even though he didn't have that much, it didn't have a crazy impact in the finals. I thought picking up Porzingis was what swung things for Boston this year. I really did. He made them that much more dangerous. So, they went 64 and 18 with him largely there. Porzingis was a big pickup for them, and I think they look at this type of move here for Cat as a similar effect, because now you put Cat out there. Let's say you're running him at the 5, and let's say you go Jalen. You could go Jalen, Dante, Bridges, OG, Cat. That's some firepower right there.
Yeah, I like that.
You know?
I like that a lot. And then we got, like you said, Porzingis did a lot of work to, get the Celtics where they need to go. And 2014, the only person who I would have rather have over him in that draft is Cat. So if we're going to go at the Celtics, I think that's the perfect person. 7-footer, could also shoot. Get out there on Porzingis, get out there on the bigs they got that could stretch the floor and do the same for us. Obviously, Randall could do the same thing, but he's not 7 feet tall. So if anything, $20 million salary, I don't know how we're going to add $20 million salary to Randall. I'll leave that to Jeremy Cohen and you guys and John Macri. But I would love to see something like that, to be honest.
Yeah, it's tricky, man. Definitely tricky. Appreciate the call, man. Call back anytime, man.
Yes, sir, brother. Have a good day.
Yes, sir. CB the franchise here. Salute to everybody in the chat. Couple more calls and then we got a wrap. 646, what's your name? Where you calling in from?
Is that me, CP?
Yes, sir. What's your name? Where you calling in from, my man?
Hey, man. Man, I'm calling from North Carolina. I'm from New York. I'm your man, James Baker Jr., man, and just wanted to give you a shout-out, and I'll make it rapid fire.
Yes, sir.
I've been following you for a little
Absolutely, man. I want to say thanks for the support, man. Big time thanks for the support, man.
Oh, of course, man. I love what you're doing. Yeah. I like the family show, and you're a savant, man. You're a Knicks savant. So
appreciate it.
I gotta stick with you, man. I'm a boomer, and I appreciate what you're doing. I just want to support you. I love the team you got together. I love just what you have going, man. And I just wanted to keep you on the radar. Send some love, man, and go Knicks, man. We getting ready to turn it up this year, all right?
Appreciate it, man.
I'll catch you on the next one, though.
Yes, sir.
Much love to you, man.
Yes, sir.
Much love.
My guy, James Baker Jr., appreciate the support. That's all he wanted to do, call in and show love, man. Yeah, man, my guy, James, we definitely appreciate it, man. Since Cash App donations, man, we converse via DMs. Great Knicks fan and a great supporter. Definitely appreciate that. Shout out to Tommy A., franchise channel member, $5 super chat, says, what does he say here? He says, CP made that Cat comment like he knows something is coming this week. No, I didn't say anything is imminent. I didn't say they are talking. All I can tell you is that they are interested. That's all I can say, man. That's all I can say. What happens from there, hey, we'll see. You just never know. But I think the Julius extension, the longer he goes without one, could be very interesting. That's all I'll say. 561, you're the last caller, man. Make it good. Close this out on a high note, man. What's your name? Where you calling in from?
CP, what's up? It's Darren from Florida.
My guy, let's go. Let's go.
CP, I want to talk about the center position. Listen, to me, if we can get Kessler, I know we all like Deuce, but I'm doing that deal. I'm giving them Deuce, and if they want one of them protected Detroit, Washington picks that are going to be a second rounder, we got to do that deal. Kessler will be more valuable to us. Love Mitch, can't rely on Mitch. Kessler will be worth more than McBride. McBride's going to play, maybe 15 minutes a game. We can find a backup guard with our mid-level. We re-sign Precious, get a backup guard. There's not many left. I was throwing a name out there, CP, maybe Fultz.
Yeah, he's still out there. He is still out there. Yeah.
And we got to go for it. Everything else is in place. We can't go into the season with Jericho Sims as our second big. This can't be.
No.
Can't be. And Mitch, love him, but I can't rely on him, man.
Right.
So we go for Kessler, 22 years old, big upside. He'll be worth more to us than McBride. I love Deuce, but we can replace Deuce.
Yeah.
It's harder to find a center, a starting quality center at that. So if we could get our hands on Kessler, man, the Knicks is right there. And I've been a diehard Knicks fan all my life. For the first time in my life, I could say we legit championship contenders.
Let's go.
So Let's get it, CP. Keep doing your thing, man. Appreciate you.
All right, man. Appreciate the call, man. Call back anytime. My guy checking in from the 305. Salute to our family down in the 305, man. KFTV is heavy down there in the Fort Lauderdale, Miami area. Salute to the family down there. Everybody who's repping the KFTV brand is for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if would Utah be interested in Deuce. You know, they have Keontae George now running the show. They still have Colin Sexton. Not sure. Do they want Deuce? Are they moving Sexton? I don't know. I think the Kessler stuff Kessler might be a little out of reach, but hey, who knows? You just never know. And it was so funny because I reposted last night. I was watching. I'm such a degenerate basketball head. I'm watching Salt Lake City Summer League between the Jazz and the Grizzlies, and why I want to see Zach Edey. I want to see Kessler. I didn't even realize Kessler was playing in this game. And so I'm watching this, and, you know, there was a play where Edey dunks on him, and dunks on Kessler, and I reposted on Twitter with the eyes emoji. And you got fans talking about cancel trade talks. No first-round picks for this guy. He just got banged on. Like, come on, man. You can't evaluate a player on that. I mean, Zach Edey's 7'5". He'd posterize Prime Mutombo if he had an opportunity to. So you can't go off of that, but I thought that was hilarious. I love the reactions to Knicks fans off of 1 3-second highlight of Zach Edey getting a rebound and dunking on Walker Kessler. So that was interesting. I did like, even though Edey's not on the team, I liked how he ran the floor, man. He can move. A lot of people, especially early, the people that were questioning his NBA fit were like, he's too slow, he's this, he's that. He was moving out there. I thought he was pretty solid in his Summer League debut. So let's see if Ja and Gigi Jackson and those boys can get him activated. I liked how he looked. Other news, Knicks reportedly interested in Davis Bertans. This is it really feels like it's 2018 all over again. Knicks interested in Mikal Bridges, they get him. Davis Bertans, remember some of my day ones, that KFTV day ones that were here. This was my pick. This is one of my guys, admittedly. So, you can't defend worth a lick, but potential 3-point shooter. And whatever it is, whatever it's worth, take it for what it's worth. They have interest in Davis Bertans. We'll see if they get it. And the one in the chat says, "Oh hell no." Anthony Parasol, mask man, get him out of here. Hey, I'm just the messenger. I'm just the conductor. But is the Bertans hive gonna be resurrected? I lost Burks. I lost Hartenstein. Is Bertans the next guy? I hope not, man. I don't want to talk about this guy other than today. Hopefully it's fake news. Oh, boy. Oh, man. Connor O'Neill, $5 Super Chat and Team Hashtag New. If you guys are in Team Hashtag New, if you're new here, go ahead and type that in the chat, and I'll shout you guys out. Shout out to Connor, man. He's a franchise channel member and Team Hashtag New. Says, great job on the pod, CP, but hell no to Cat, no work ethic. I hear you, man. I don't. I'm not against that. Not against that. Isaiah Jackson, franchise channel member, says SNY has the conference up with Mikal. Yeah, you can watch the whole Mikal Bridges press conference there on SNY. Shout out to Russell Whiskey. Says, how would we fit catch $49 million into our cap? As I told the last caller, yeah, it's going to take some money. It will take Julius and about 20 plus more. Tommy A, I got that one, and I got Connor O'Neill. Okay. All right, great show, man. Great show, gang. Definitely, first and foremost, man, appreciate my guy Ariel Helwani for coming on the show and blessing us with gems, man. That is my guy when it comes to basketball, MMA, UFC, boxing. I mean, like I said, just watch how he moves. Watch his grind. If you're an aspiring content creator, whatever it is, trust, man. He is a great person to follow and somebody who I truly admire, man. So anytime he gives us time on the show, I'm always locked in, and hopefully you guys got some of those gems, right? Building your brand, being unique, being authentic, and putting in the work. Be patient with it. So hopefully you guys took something out of that. Next show, we'll get something going at the end of the week. Maybe we'll have something for you. We'll see what's up. See what's up, man. We're trying to cook something up in the background, so let's see how that works. Getting ready to head out to Summer League as well, so exciting times ahead. And as you see, we are in July, but this channel is still on fire, man. Like, share, and subscribe. Continue to support. We're trying to get to 100,000 subscribers before the start of the season, and I think we can get there, but I need you guys to hold us down. Like, share, subscribe. Support our sponsors. Go to manscaped.com. Use the code KFTV for 20% off plus free shipping. You know the vibes, man. Also, remember that this show is available in audio podcast format. No reason to miss it. Just go ahead and catch us on all major podcast platforms. All right? So have a great day, guys. Appreciate you guys for tapping in. We'll catch you on the next one, man. Peace.